Fans, let's talk about it. The second round of the NBA draft concluded yesterday afternoon, and the Memphis Grizzlies had two picks. The Grizz drafted sharpshooters Jalen Wells and Cam Spencer. Wells was selected with the 39th pick out of Washington State, and Memphis traded up for the 57th to the 53rd pick to select Cam Spencer out of UConn. Those two and first-round pick Zach Edey will be introduced later today at 5 p.m. And Memphis Tigers star David Jones is headed to the city of brotherly love. Jones went undrafted in this year's draft, but signed a two-way deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. In his time at Memphis, Jones averaged 21 points and 7 rebounds a game in a historic season. Best of luck to our guy David in his journey to the league. And history was made last night on the diamond as Luken Baker is the new Redbirds home run king. Baker hit 2 home runs versus the Gwinnett Stripers to set the all-time record for most home runs in Redbirds history. The 2 homers put him in the history books with 75 and a Redbirds uniform.
I mean, it's pretty cool. Obviously, you know, the goal is to be in the big leagues, but as long as I'm here, I just want to, I've said a bunch of times before, I want to be where my feet are and do the best I can and be as prepared as I can every day. And it's a pretty neat record to have.
1-1.
Yes, it is. The first baseman broke the record in 202 fewer games. Congrats once again to Luken Baker. Round 1 of the 2024 NBA draft concluded last night, and the Memphis Grizzlies made their selection. Did you watch? Well, good news. The Grizz picked 7'4" center Zach Edey with the 9th overall pick out of Purdue. Edey, a back-to-back National Player of the Year, averaged 25 points and 12 rebounds last year. He brings size to Memphis as he fills a much-needed hole on the roster. Safe to say the Beale Street Bears are excited to land him.
Zach Edey is a particularly special fit, I think, for this group. In getting to know him, we're talking about someone whose competitiveness is through the roof, care factor through the roof, no ego, just wants to win. When we talk about, you know, the DNA of this team and what we're trying to build out, Zach Edey to a T is that definition. We could not be more thrilled to land him in this draft.
Now, the Grizz are not done just yet. They have the 39th and 57th overall picks in the second round, which happens later today. And headed to L.A. is University of Tennessee product Dalton Knecht. Knecht was selected 17th overall to the Los Angeles Lakers. He averaged nearly 22 points a game, leading Tennessee to the Elite Eight, where he went against Zach Edey. A huge pickup for the Lakers, and one that UT fans are surely rooting for. And the University of Memphis search for an athletic director has officially wrapped up. The university announced yesterday that Dr. Ed Scott is coming to the school. Dr. Scott becomes the first black athletic director in school history. He will have a press conference on Friday, that's tomorrow, at the Lori Wilson Family Basketball Center. And while we're in our sports news this morning, the 2024 Paris Olympics just 1 month away. The city of Paris is still making preparations for tourists. NBC's Keir Simmons has the details.
Tonight, Paris ready for its close-up. The Eiffel Tower adorned with those famous rings, one of many iconic locations, now Olympic arenas. You can see now how the city of Paris is an Olympic venue. They've brought in the sand for the beach volleyball. Behind the Eiffel Tower there, that's the Champions Plaza. The Place de la Concorde, where so often history has been made, will premiere breaking this summer. 8,000 at the wrestling and judo venue, seated around an historic military statue. The triathlon and marathon swimming planned for the Seine, which officials acknowledge is still not clean enough. I spoke exclusively with the mayor of Paris, Anne Hidalgo.
Swimming in the Seine was your idea?
Yeah. Yes, it was my idea.
She says despite cancelling a swim in the Seine this week, she remains confident.
Because I want to swim in the river Seine before the opening ceremony.
Everyone's worried that it's not ready. You say,
yes,
je ne regrette rien?
It's ready, it's ready.
Down on the river, an American-French family living on a houseboat will move to make way for an opening ceremony like no other.
There's events right here, just behind us.
It's absolutely phenomenal. And the opening ceremonies on the river, I mean, there's nothing like it.
They hope the world will see the Seine the way they do, as magical. Keir Simmons, NBC News, Paris.
Oh, we are all looking forward to it. Now, don't forget, Action News 5 is a place to watch all of the action from the 2024 Summer Olympic Games in Paris. The games are July 26th through August 11th. And of course, we'll have special coverage leading up to the games and throughout. And when the games start, we'll follow Mid-South athletes and bring you up-to-date medal counts each and every day. With NBA free agency underway, the Grizz have yet to make any noise, but it came out that first-round pick, Zach Edey, will not suit up for Team Canada. The Canadian opted out of the Paris Summer Olympics to instead prepare for the Summer League. An important development for Memphis as Edey looks to make an immediate impact, despite what the doubters have to say. And another name for Memphis in the Summer League is Olive Branch native DJ Jeffries. The news was confirmed by his agent on social media. The former Memphis Tiger and Mississippi State Bulldog went undrafted, but he will suit up for the Grizzlies in Salt Lake City and Las Vegas. The 2024 Summer League begins on July 8th. And 901 FC continues their hot streak. The Bluff City boys are now unbeaten in 10 of their last 11 matches. They kept the momentum going with a dominant 5-1 win against Phoenix Rising FC on Friday. The 5 goals tie a franchise record for 901 FC, where they currently sit 4th in the Western Conference and head to Orange County next Saturday. And a new era has started for the University of Memphis Athletics. Dr. Ed Scott was introduced as the school's new athletic director. Action News 5's Griffin Demaray was at the introductory press conference with the sights and sounds.
It is my privilege to introduce the 8th AD in the University of Memphis history, Dr. Ed Scott.
From the jump, I was in on Memphis. I was just hoping they were going to be in on me.
And like a game of Texas Hold'em, the Tigers were all in on new AD, Dr. Ed Scott.
I am now representing the 901. At Memphis, we're going to need you to stand up. I'm going to call on you early. I'm going to call on you often. But when we call, we need you to come running. We cannot do this alone.
In his introductory press conference, he stressed getting fans invested in the school is one of the most important things he needs to do, especially when it comes to football.
Right? We got to fill up, the Liberty Bowl. We got to fill it up. There's no two ways about that. I love the renovations because I think going more luxury gives us a chance to really sell that on a permanent basis. We got to raise another $27 million, right, in order to unlock the 50 matching.
With college athletics changing every day, it seems like Scott knows there are challenges. And with talks about a large-scale revenue-sharing model, he said that is something the school would opt in on.
I need to see what our finances are going to look like. I know we're going to opt in. You can take that to the bank right now. And talking to President Hargrave, we're going to opt into revenue sharing. We have to, where we're trying to go. But does that mean we're going to have a $10 million war chest? Is it going to be 15? I don't know that.
There are a lot of things he wants to do, but Scott said first and foremost, they have to finish a coaching search.
Most urgently, I got to get a softball coach because those young ladies deserve a coach and they need some direction in their program.
Scott said he's excited to get his feet wet and take this athletic program to new levels.
So with that said, go Tigers, go.
At the U of M, Griffin Demaray, Action News 5.